I think gay marriage and marriage equality is the biggest thing that happened over the past 3.5 years. When the bill was introduced, I think it meant a lot to the people who introduced it and to the community that I expressed my full support and that I said I would sign it as soon as it came to my desk. I think that left a lot of people feeling very certain that it would move fast through the local government, which I think helped to prevent naysayers in the federal government and Congress from being opposed to it. We've also been very supportive of GLBT businesses. I've been very supportive of equality and in the workplace and hiring. Chief's done a fantastic job in really trying to address some of the hate crimes that can sometimes be committed against our GLBT neighbors. So it's been a great 4 years, and we're really looking forward to the next 4 years in the second term after the Democratic primary. Yes, it is a very fair criticism. It's actually probably extremely fair. I've got to do a much better job being more visible in my second term, and I will.
Okay. Do you have any?
Doing everything. I have got to get out into the community. I have got to get out and on people's doorsteps, at community events, you name it. I did not do as good of a job as I should have in my first term as mayor, getting out to the community. And I should be held responsible for that, to do it better in the second term.
Okay. And now you've been praised by
Well, to the extent that any of our directors have not spoken directly to the media, is pretty much part and parcel of either our general communication strategy, or it may just be a particular issue. It just depends. But we don't treat the director for the GLBT any different. Most things go through communications. There are certain issues that become very high profile, and we just allow the communications office to handle them out of the EOM. And that's true of public works, of motor vehicles, of anything. The police department did a fabulous job closing a crime on Mozart in less than 72 hours after it occurred. And this is part and parcel of the police department, which under our administration has raised the homicide closure rates to about 80%. There was a time in the District of Columbia government where our homicide closure rate was abysmally low, way below the national average. And now it sits very comfortably somewhere between 15 and 25 percentage points above the national average. Our homicides are down to where they were in 1966, and that was last year. This year we're actually 17 percentage points below where we were last year in terms of our homicides. So we're talking about in Chief Lanier for crimes that are involving our GLBT community, or crimes that just involve anybody in our city, that they're being taken more seriously, handled more professionally, and we're getting better results. One of the reasons why we're excited about another 4 years, because people like Chief Lanier are going to have the opportunity to use everything they've learned and all their accomplishments in the first term to do an even better job in the second term. Well, again, as I said at that press conference, I am not the policing expert. The chief and I have met with members of all different communities in Washington, D.C. We want to hear their issues and concerns, but it's up to the chief of police to develop a strategy, not just for hate crimes involving members of the GLBT community, but hate crimes in general and then crimes in general. You want law enforcement putting together strategies for keeping people safe. You don't want civilians, and you especially don't want politicians to be the ones who are developing those strategies. And I believe that Chief Lanier has done a great job doing that. I think most people in Washington, D.C. are extremely supportive of equality, not just in marriage, but in all issues in D.C. There's nothing that we do that's unanimous, but from what I could tell, there's great support for the legislation that was introduced by Councilmember Catania, passed by the council, and then signed by me as mayor.
Do you have any?
Our office issued a proclamation without doing a thorough enough investigation of who we were issuing the proclamation to and for. And it was a mistake, and I should be blamed for the mistake because it is my office. We have taken steps to do everything humanly possible to prevent something like that from ever occurring again. I don't think it would be too controversial at all. And I think the Chancellor, just in concert with all of her other groundbreaking and nationwide leading reforms of education, and her ability to tackle tough issues and be a real leader for urban school system improvements, I believe that she will continue to make the types of adjustments that are needed to make sure that our school system is the most inclusive school system in the country. We're very glad that the Chancellor accepted the invitation of the organizers of the Gay Pride Parade to walk in the parade at the front with a sign that said, DCPS supports all of our kids, and that obviously includes some of our young people who are GLBT. Sure, we want to ask all of your readership and viewership to support us on September 14th. The city has moved forward fantastically. Crime is down, the schools are finally being improved, city services have never been greater, tons of economic development and fantastic things and services for the poor are improving. And all of this is happening in the midst of an 80-year recession, which I think goes to show you not just our strong ability to get things done for the people of the city, but also to do it with less revenue and with more bang for the buck. All right, thank you very much. Thank you.